How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.
When we pose the question about Afghanistan potentially being the second best team in Asia, we don't say it lightly either, because you look at the track record at the last few ICC ODI events. We're considering it from the 2023 ODI World Cup, where the dream was only denied by a one-legged masterclass by Maxwell in Mumbai. Then the T20 World Cup, where they made the semis, and now the Champions Trophy. And Urooj, I'd like you to weigh in here. Look at those numbers. Afghanistan with a favourable win-loss record, with a solid track record against full members, with 2 wins against England, a win against Australia. And when you consider the rest of Asia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, it almost doesn't even add up, their wins compared to Afghanistan. This is an even more remarkable story every time you look at it.
Yeah, outstanding and very true to the essence of what it is. You said it's gaining legs. I think it's far deeper rooted than just gaining legs. I think Afghanistan, without a doubt, are the second best team in the subcontinent. And it's down to a few things. It's down to obviously the skill level, which Wasim just touched on. There is definitely a gulf between the skill level that the modern game now requires from the likes of Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan compared to Afghanistan. I just feel Afghanistan has progressed far forward, and also the mindset in which they approach their cricket. They've got some really good athletes, they've got really good match winners, and it's not just Rashid Khan and company now. There's a few names that string together with Rash, which probably means the evolution of the side as well. So credit to Jonathan Trott and the boys, what they've done. And I don't think Afghanistan is just, like you said, it's not just a splash. They are true contenders at the world stage. And I'm pretty sure they're going to give Australia a run for their money tomorrow as well.
It's all the more remarkable when you consider that usually we consider a domestic structure as so vital to the growth and development of newer teams. That doesn't hold true for Afghanistan. These are a bunch of players who play T20 cricket around the globe, but it's not like they have a strong infrastructure to go back to at home.
Yeah, and I think the role of Rashid and Nabi plays such an important role. They've been their role models, and I think they guide them pretty much all the time. But I think they're very fearless in the way they play. The way Fazalak Farooqi has come good, Rahmanullah Gurbaz, Ibrahim Zadran, Rahmat Shah has been damn good. Noor Ahmed has evolved along with Rashid. So the other players also, Gulbadin Naib, suddenly from the ILT20, what kind of performance that he's put in. So it's just not about Rashid and Nabi, which was the case few years back. But now I think all the other guys also contributing, and pretty rightly, I mean, if Afghanistan beat any top teams, it's not an upset anymore. They could have easily played the World Cup 50 over semi-final if they, obviously for that Maxwell knock, and had they played Bangladesh a little later in that tournament. So, things would have been pretty different for Afghanistan cricket, but the way their cricket is evolving, which is very nice to see, without the infrastructure, without the facilities, and without the coaches actually, the foreign coaches going and teaching them in Afghanistan. So they are developing on their own through playing T20 leagues and different format. But when comes the 50 over format, they're still as good, which is very nice to see.
Now you talk about franchise cricket, it's T20 version. The ODI, I feel, is far more sort of a clever, smarter format where your skills are tested, your temperament are tested. So I think Jonathan Trott has done a fantastic job. There was a clip yesterday, we met him post-show, where the obviously director had got his range of emotions during the game, which was fantastic to see, because he ebbed and flowed with the game as well. Just showed that he also wears his heart on his sleeve, and similar to what the Afghanistan boys are. They play their cricket fearless, and I think he's been in with them through the ride. So consistency matters, whether it's with the coaching staff or whether it's with the players, and it then reaps its results, isn't it? So for Pakistan, by and large, it's been almost musical chairs, and when the switch goes off, the guy goes and the next one comes in.
You look at the 2023 ODI World Cup, 2024 T20 World Cup, and even this win against England last night, there is an element of staying true to a template. They start solid. They try not to lose wickets. They build an innings, even if it might seem like an older school version of an ODI, but they succeed with it. They maximize what they can do. In that, there's a big lesson to learn for the likes of Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Sri Lanka.
100%. I think there were a couple of things, in fact, in yesterday's games, which just shown through for Afghanistan and how much they've evolved as a side who are basing their cricketing decision on the strengths that they have. Very sometimes you find that line being crossed where sometimes the team forgets the strengths they have and almost play the game out with the weaknesses of the opposition. I think Afghanistan's strength, like you said, the template is get big runs on the board, and then the spinners and the quicks come into the party. There was always a chance of due, and it was always going to be a if, maybe, but situation. But they played to their strengths. They got the big runs on the board, and it's a template that works for them, and it's a template that's worked for them time and again. I mean, Wasim was just naming names. I mean, Mujib is not in the tournament, so that's one spinner. Naveen ul Haq is not in the tournament. That's one seamer quality. So they've got a few names, in fact, 10 maybe that you can count that are very good at the world level. So maybe the one thing that they can obviously work on and win the ODI cricket they play is obviously chasing when there are bigger totals, how to construct the innings and win those fine games or moments in the game to get over the line. But I think batting first, they've got the template down and it works absolutely brilliantly into their strength.
How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.